I'm Reverend Michelle Johnson, and welcome to Wednesday's Word of Truth. The title of this episode is The Confidence of Our Present. It is based on 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 5 through 9 that read, After I go through Macedonia, I will come to you, for I will be going through Macedonia. Perhaps I will stay with you a while, or even spend the winter, so that you can help me on my journey wherever I go. I do not want to see you now and make only a passing visit. I hope to spend some time with you, if the Lord permits. But I will stay on at Ephesus until Pentecost, because a great door of effective work has opened to me, and there are many who oppose me. Look closely at this text and you will see that the will of God serves as a connector between Paul's plans for his future and his present situation. Paul lets us know that the will of God is sufficient for him. This being so, having placed his future in the will of God, he can now concentrate on the present. Paul chooses to stay at Ephesus in the midst of zealous idolatry, in the midst of riots, in the midst of rejection, in the midst of persecution is where Paul makes his residence for nearly 3 years. And obviously Paul had found something that many of us are searching for. That is the ability to look beyond the adversity and see the victorious opportunity. This ability is rooted in his faith in the will of God. In the will of God, Paul has found contentment in whatever his present state is, and in so keeping, finds his present state to be filled with the promise of God's power to overcome. So despite the adversity of his present at Ephesus, Paul sees a wide door of opportunity opened for the saints of God. Therefore, he will remain at Ephesus until Pentecost comes. Paul now reminds me of the verse in Acts 8:1 that says, When the persecution of the church broke out, everybody ran except for the apostles. Paul declares that regardless of the dissension, regardless of the rejection, regardless of the confusion, he is going to stay in Ephesus until Pentecost shows up in that city, just like it did in Jerusalem. Paul knows that in spite of the adversity, there is great opportunity for the Holy Ghost of God to bring the people of Ephesus into one accord, one with the other. There is opportunity for agreement, opportunity for understanding, opportunity for salvation, opportunity for deliverance, opportunity for the bestowing of gifts, opportunity for the tearing down of old walls, and the freeing of souls from outdated religious laws. A great door of opportunity has been opened, and regardless of Paul's future, having placed it in God's hands, he is determined to stay at Ephesus until a change, like a mighty rushing wind, comes as on the day of Pentecost. I'm Reverend Dr. Michelle Johnson, and you have been listening to Wednesday's Word of Truth. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join me next week for another segment of Wednesday's Word of Truth. Thank you for listening.